What up guys, Jordan here, and today with this MDL Pro Tip Series, we're going to be talking about common mistakes on T Mirage. Now as I go in game, I'm just going to kind of go from A to mid to B, talk about a couple things that I see when I'm playing matchmaker, just pugging with people that they could easily avoid if they're just a little bit more aware of things, alright? So we're going to start with A halls. Oh, I'm in no clip here. We're going to start with A halls. First thing I noticed that people do and they're unaware of is they'll be running A halls and they'll just charge up and they'll start walking here. First thing you gotta know is if they have a decent spawn or they just decide to play close here, they could hear you once you basically hit like right here, top of the stairs. So a good rule of thumb is if you want to do an early halls play, pretty much start walking right here. Now if you have your whole team behind you and you have a really good spawn, like you're like this guy, you might be able to make it to like right here to this corner and then walk, but there's a good chance they'll hear that last step if they're playing aggressive. So try to be aware of the sound cues you're making, guys. Next up for A halls. I see a lot of individuals when they're holding will be pugging, and I'll die early mid because I'm always playing aggressive. And my team is splitting A, right? This guy in halls would have stand in a position like this or something, which isn't always bad if you know they're not close, but you never really want to hold the push from one of these spots because it's way too easy for the CTs to just throw a pop flash in there and then you're blind holding the push. So if you're holding the push A halls, guys, try to be at more of an off angle right here, because worst case is as your teammate, you see him come connector, then you just clear it. If the guy is standing here, you're just ready for it with your crosshair placement, right? I know a lot of you say, hey, I want to hold this because I don't want him to walk into me. That's fine. If you are going to hold it, I would suggest holding from back here, right? So if you do get blind, you can easily hide. But if you want to hold the peak, you're at least holding it smart, all right? Next up, A ramp. Common mistake I see people do, late round, you're coming back A, and you're walking right here, and you just they can see your shadow. So I can't show you. Maybe I can show a bot. Let's see, bot, place. Where is it? I need a bot, add T. Of course, the round restarts. All right, anyways, they could see where you're at on the ramp early when they're holding this angle on the pot, guys. So, another mistake to avoid, don't walk in the sun right here. Sniper. Don't walk in the sun right here, guys. If you want to clear this late, walk in the shadow. And it's another good reason why you're on CT to have your crosshair position down here rather than up here, because you'll see their shadow, and I'll show you right now. Let's see if I can bot place one properly. Oh, I'm dumb. There you go. Okay, so he's not close enough. Let's see, move a little farther. There you go. So when he's walking up, you'll see his shadow from around the corner pop off. So you could aim down here, and if you see the shadow, just get ready to react. Next mistake I see people make at T-Ramp is if the CTs smoke early, guys, you know that nade's coming. I see people all day run right here and just take nade damage. Stop at the corner if you hear the smoke nade go A-ramp, all right? Every time you begin the round, listen for a split second. Unless you're doing a plow and you plan on taking the nade damage and you're rushing, you know, and you're having a teammate flash for you, then that's one thing, all right? So first off, when you hear the smoke, listen. So basically just listen when you go A-ramp. Listen, because the next thing I want to talk about is the molly, right? A lot of people nowadays are doing this play, and they molly, and the T's are like, oh yeah, I'm safe, I'm just going to cross over here and wait for the molly. Then what happens is the CT runs up here as the molly's about to fade, they throw this flash, and they peek you. You're either going to get blind and die turning here, or you're going to try to fall back, and he's going to already be peeking you while you're just running away and take damage. So if the molly comes up, guys, don't go to the left unless you have a contingency plan. If you have a teammate right here holding above the molly with like an op or something and you're hiding here, that's fine, because then they flash, he falls back, and you kill the rifler swinging, all right? So plan for that. Next up, middle. All right, obviously it's nice to have a top mid smoke, so everyone should know this one. Common mistakes I see in middle don't necessarily have to do with that, but the first one I do see, which is kind of like just like obvious, a lot of people just throw like awful flashes like this, and they just run out with them. Realize that like not only is that flash easy for this guy to just avoid, it doesn't really blind the people peeking in here, right? Doesn't really blind anyone. The window guy is just going to dodge it. So know what flashes you're throwing in mid, guys. A good flash for window, if you want to blind window, is just simply over. It'll blind the guy opping here, right? Ducking any side, right? If he's standing on here, it will not hit him. It will hit a guy right here, connector peeking. It will not hit a guy up here. So that's why you use smokes and you're aware of the angles you could die from. If you have a teammate mid with you or you have a top mid smoke, that's what top mid smoke's for. Blocks off the connector peak and the window peak, and you want to blind people pushing and off cat. So generally you'll throw one like on the ramp, and then if you're just by yourself, you can throw one behind you like that and try to avoid the opper. Either way, by yourself, it's a tough mid take if they are playing like this. So, next thing, middle. Guys, if the CT's smoke bottom connector, going up cat is not to your advantage. If you have teammates here and they like smoke window, right, and you have less to worry about, you can go up cat. You peek these two things and do something where if you know the guy's deep A, you could throw a flash like that, and you could cross with it and get up, and you basically could just turn and fight these guys that could be close. But a lot of times, guys, there's a guy in connector. So the rule of thumb, just like I talk about in reverse, when you're on CT side, you don't want to smoke connector until they smoke window. So what you're waiting for as a T is, say you come out mid and your team smokes window, you don't want to just run up cat if they smoke connector. So you can start working it, but if they smoke connector, you might want to pause right here and just hold this angle. It's pretty CT-sided, but the danger here is you could get flash. So generally, guys, don't go up catwalk while the CTs have that smoke up. Don't come out underpass while the CTs have that smoke up, unless you have a play meant for it, right? Maybe you creep along this side right away, right? You get close and you ask your teammate to flash above you in the smoke, which they can do like this very easily. They just go here at the top of this line. All right? So in middle, don't go up catwalk unless the connector's not smoked, and try to always have a window smoke, which I just lined up from the back wall here on this line. I just run and throw it, right? Center of the window. Try not to go up cat unless that's smoked. And when you're by yourself, I know it's tough in a pug to have all these nades. So at the least, guys, when that's smoked as a CT, if you're going to go up cat, try to do a cool play at least. Get here. Clear this with your gun. It's always smart to clear as much as you can with your gun. Then smoke right here at this pillar, a little farther than that. And clear up cat. And always realize what smoke your smoke has you covered by. So it doesn't have this covered. And it also, sometimes, the way, depending on how you throw it, it won't go far enough. And like if it lands here, sometimes if you underthrow it, they can see a little view over here. So be aware of that. And if you see the smoke when you clear this guy, and you look back this way, look at the edge of the smoke in your peripheral, don't run this route. Stay tight to this wall. Alright? Underpass, guys. Mistakes I commonly see on underpass. Walking up on the wall right here. If you're going to clear into the wall, guys, they can jump spot you if they're standing right here. They can jump spot you if they're boosted or something, and they might be able to see you standing. Duck under the right if you don't want to be spotted. They can't see you no matter how high they jump. Alright, guys? Obviously, as well, when the smoke's up, guys, they can see you. This is a one-way for CTs. Don't peek this if the smoke is up. If you want to peek this, the only way to do it is you have to be smart. You have to do something where you, like, I don't even know what the play would be flashing for yourself. Maybe you could do a flash like that and then cross really fast, because they're going to have to, like, they're going to have to turn from it and then come back, and then you can get to, like, here. But, you know, avoid going up underpass or top cat while that smoke is up in connector, right? Upper B. Main problems I see is, I guess it's pretty straightforward here. I see people take unnecessary nade damage early round. Like, they don't really have a play. They just want to get into kitchen. Guys, don't cross to kitchen for no reason. If you want to avoid the op peek, go right here. But CTs will throw nades right here. So try to stay as far back, hold the push, because you won't die to an opper from right there on that wall. And if he is pushing here, you have time to where if they don't nade, you're still close right here, and then you can just get in. Avoid the nade damage early right there, unless you're rushing. Avoid crossing this late. So don't just stand here and be like, oh, I think I want to go underpass, and then I cross. You're going to die to that. If you come up from underpass late, guys, be very aware that this guy's already holding upper B right here, all right? Common mistake I see all the time. Guy just runs up here like, yeah, let's hit B late. Just because your team is right here doesn't mean the opper might have not pushed late round and is holding this angle, all right? So it's tough, but if you want, you can learn to flash. They're kind of hard to throw. Like, even if you're right there, I mess it up. Like that, you can kind of throw them off the wall, and they're really good. It's tough to throw, though. Last mistake I probably see here, just from a pug perspective, is this is a good flash, right? It blinds people all going out the window. But everyone throws their second flash right away. So their team is, like, waiting right here to rush. You throw this flash, and then you throw another flash. But the problem is when you throw a first flash, boom, it hits. Boom, the second one hits. Boom, they're coming on blind, on blind. These guys will get blind by a correct flash, especially these guys. You want to throw, if you're trying to blind, get right. This is deep for the van, and then a shallow one over. But you don't want to throw that shallow one over until your teammate's like right here. So watch radar. Don't just go boom, boom. You bomb it. You go boom. He's running up hall. Pause. Right there. It's a good second flash. Because then the first flash hits. Second flash you throw. You maybe even wait 1/1000, and then it'll hit. And like I said, the shallower flash will hit this guy, as you can tell if you want to hit both these guys. The shallower second flash is good for those. So be smart with your B flashes, guys. These are a couple tips on T-side Mirage, common mistakes I see people making when they're playing. I'm going to have more to come on different maps, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. See you in the next one.